right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 739 on this beautiful Thursday evening. We're going to have the Series 6. That means we're going to go over 6 different exams, 6 questions, 6 answered, all test-taking techniques.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Ooh.
But first, who are we? My name is Andy. I'm the guy that answers all the phone calls, text messages, voicemails. I'm in the background, but you're not here for what's in the background. You're here what's in the forefront. That's Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, Series 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. So that way you can pass all those exams and the 66.
Yep.
Yeah, and a teaching credential. Shout out to Travis Cheatham.
Yeah.
Passed his teaching credentials, is now a licensed teacher in Texas.
That's right.
Ready to start that 2023-24 season.
That's right.
I call it a season. Those teachers go through a lot. And we had some other passers as well in different avenues of using those test-taking techniques. And tonight you're going to want to pay special attention because we're going to give out that information and how to do that so that way you too can pick up those pass notices. Exciting times, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear the excitement, Brandy.
Yeah.
She's doing like 3 things at once over here. I just want to also give another quick round of prayers real quick. I'm going to bring it down and then we're going to bring it back up. Jamie, she's always on here. Her Grams is not doing well. She's in the hospital. Give her a prayer for her family as her Grams is going through it, and her family as well. And so just a round of prayers for strength and healing for that her family. And then also we had a student, Marche, out there in I think she's in Texas. Where's she at?
North Carolina.
North Carolina? She's back east. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
And because she's moved a couple times. So
Yes.
but Marche over the weekend, she got in a horrific accident, really bad accident, like lucky to be alive type accident. And she needs healing. She literally can't be on devices right now. That's how bad her head injuries are, but she's still trying. She's still trying to get that exam done.
Heck yeah.
And today I literally had to tell her, hey, take it easy, get healed, recover.
Do doctor say.
But you know how it is, champions can't be held down.
That's
but
right.
I really want her to take her time, but we need her to have prayers as well in healing. So all of you that believe and pray, please put those people into your prayer groups and prayer chains, prayer circles, what have you, or at least send them positive healing vibes.
Yes.
As they're going through a season right now. I like to call it a season. We all go through rough patches. We all have challenges. We all go through parts of our lives that it just, it feels like it's, you're being tried. It's a trial, right?
Right.
And you're being tried in every which way, in your beliefs and your strength and just sometimes your energy to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just sometimes you question, right? A lot of things. But I grew up in the church, right? All those things shall pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's for a season.
Mm-hmm.
And you really have to keep the faith. That's when you have to really buckle down and keep your faith. I mean, you might not believe in the same God I do and have the same faith, but you still need to have faith. You need to have faith. You need to believe that this is just a season and you're going through it. I personally believe that when I go through these things and I go through challenges and I go through those hardships and everything feels like the world's falling apart and just everything isn't coming up, everything, have you ever had that where everything's not coming up aces?
Right, where it just feels like just one thing after the other.
Yeah, you get like a 2, a 3, and an 8. You know what I mean? That's what you're dealt. You're like, oh boy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you're just going to have to either bluff your way through it or play through it until you get another hand. And that's just it. You got to play through until you get another hand. Please don't lose hope and faith in yourself or just because the circumstances are not happening. Guys, we went through it. I'm telling you, Brandy and I can't even tell you where there was times where we didn't even have the heater bill paid. We were freezing to death because we couldn't pay the gas. There was times when all we had was ramen money. You know what I mean? Literally. We would learn. I was like a champion of like literally feeding the family on groceries that only was about $200 for the month. And we were 5 of us. Guys, I know what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it's like to be really like everything's working against you.
Mm-hmm.
Personal, business, everything. But there was every single night, Brandy and I would be like, I'd be like, hey, we're just being tried for a bigger blessing.
Mm-hmm.
We're being tried because there is going to be something bigger for us. And we're going to have to be a leader. And we're going to have to get people and guide them to that next spot. We have to go through it first.
Yes, absolutely.
We have to be tried and tested. We can't be weak for what's next. We have to be strengthened. And some of you are at that spot right now. And you got to just have faith in that you're being strengthened. You're being strengthened.
Building those roots.
You're building the roots. You're just getting sharpened for the next blessing. Every storm has got there's another rainbow on the other end of it, right? There's always light at the tunnel. I'm telling you, even at the darkest moments of your life, that's when you got to believe even more. And you just got to stay focused on two things. Just two things. Your actions and your attitude. The only two things you can really control in life. That's the only two things: what you do and how you feel, and how you're going to go about it. You understand? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is out of your control. So there's no point in struggling against anything else. You just got to say, you know what? I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to do it. And then I'm just going to keep the right attitude, that positive mental attitude that we keep preaching every single night. If you're with us as members, we constantly talk about scheduling, constantly talk about putting, your priorities in order, constantly talk about your time management, your actions, right? Those are your actions, the things you can do. And then we constantly talk about positive mental attitude, the PMA, the positivity, the faith, the belief. You got to believe. You got to believe. And I'm going to sound like a t-shirt. You got to believe before you can achieve.
Yeah.
I know it's a cliche, right? You've heard that phrase, I'm sure, a million times, but it's the truth. If you can't believe in yourself and believe that things are going to be different, you just aren't going to get there. So I'm telling you, and I'm praying for you, and I want everybody on here to understand, if you got those hardships and you're going through it, it's okay to let people know what's going on so we can pray for you, but you can't let it get you down. You can't let it stop you.
You can't live there.
You can't live there. You understand? You're being groomed for a higher purpose and a higher blessing. So stay positive, everyone. Right now, I know there's a lot of people that are going through some stuff. They're hurting, and you just got to get yourself in that right space where you know that you're doing the right things to get you out of the hurt.
And positivity, guys, or having a positive mental attitude is not ignoring that stuff. It's not pretending that everything's okay when it's not. That's not what positive mental attitude is. It's the response. It's the growing through. It's the knowing that this is just a season. All of those things is the positive mental attitude. Not putting on a fake smile and pretending nothing's happening. That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not talking about being delirious.
No.
I'm not saying you guys need to be mental. Look, you just got to keep that positive mental attitude.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. And I know there's a lot of people private messaging me right now, and they're going through it, and they need to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I just speak on it because I just feel it.
Yeah.
And I feel it in the air, and I want you to know that we've been through it. We know it.
Exactly. We have to remind ourselves some days.
Dude, I remember a lot of times.
Right.
Trust me. There was times I have no idea how we pulled it off and what we did to get to that next day. And as a parent, and you feel like, you feel really low.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Especially if you're really struggling. And you're like, I don't even know if I'm doing the right thing. and you just have to keep pushing forward and doing all the right things to get yourself to the other spot. Brandy didn't stop studying. I didn't stop working. I didn't stop believing, and we still built this thing, guys.
Yep.
And we still just kept going. You have to do it. You have to.
Yep.
The only real security you're going to have is in yourself.
Exactly.
Your attitude and your actions.
I mean, they do say flowers grow out of manure. we'll keep it to manure. But you know what I'm saying, guys? It's that's the best way to look at it. You know what I mean? The prettiest flower grows out of fertilizer.
Poop. Right? We love to say the S word right now, but there might be kids listening.
Right. And yes.
And you might feel like that's where you're at right now.
Right.
You're in the poop.
Just know you're going to be a beautiful tree.
Strong flower. Lots of things grow out of that.
Yes, exactly.
So just embrace it and go with it. Exactly. Grow. Have a growing mindset.
Yes.
All right, let's get to it.
Let's do this.
Like I said, guys, it was just in the air. It's out there. People have messaged me, and sometimes you just got to speak.
Yep.
You know, something from a higher power is talking to me, and I just gotta speak to it. You can't ignore it. So I hope that helps out a few people get that
refresh.
Get that refresh, that faith, get that belief back in themselves, and just get yourself going again. You know, but just don't stop.
Don't stop.
And if you want some more of that positive mental attitude, and more of that positive message and content and test taking techniques and live sessions and tutoring, what? Guys, all you got to do is be a member. We got more of that stuff and thousands of hours of content, all of our program, our community, our message. You know, we got study guides, all this great stuff. All you got to do is scan the QR code, hit the link in the chat, join us. Orientation Replay explains everything that we do. 866-HEY-KONA, 866-439-5662. That's my voicemail or text message. Plus, we've got a Telegram. You can always message me over there. All these things you can join from that QR code and that link in the chat. Brandy is only available on Discord.
That's right.
All right, we got live sessions happening tomorrow. A little reminder for all our members. We got a 63 and a 65 that is popping off tomorrow at 7 a.m. in Hawaii, 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. in the East. 65 is 8 a.m. at Hawaii, 11 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Mountain, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. in the East. These are back to back. And guess what, guys? It's your question Friday. That's right. We're just answering those questions. When I say we, I mean Brandy. Brandy's going to be answering those questions for you live, random, unscripted, because she's crazy like that, but she wants to help you out. So bring it. Use that time wisely. You were paying for it. Use it. And if those people aren't there for those exams, we open it up to whoever. Whoever's got questions, whoever shows up and just has that, is just prepared. So be prepared, show up, take advantage of your membership, and Brandy's got you.
That's right.
And so we'll have that tomorrow. Also tomorrow for the $50 and $100 tiers, part of our program, we are doing some more content recording. We can be a part of it, be a part of our updated and upgraded videos and content that we're doing for the brand new stuff that we're going to be putting out. We want our members to be a part of it so that we can get feedback, be a part of the process, be like, hey, that makes sense, that doesn't make sense, Brandy, you need to do a second take on that.
Yeah.
Hey Brandy, I didn't understand, you weren't clear. All that great stuff is encouraged, and we love it. And hey, why not? You get more bang for the buck, as they say.
More.
So what are we going over tomorrow? We're going over BCP. What does that mean?
Business continuity plans. That's a lot to write right there.
Yeah.
Business continuity plans.
I figured it was that or a boy band. Either way. Holding Mail is the other one, right?
Also, no, I'm just kidding. Also,
They're both K-pop bands?
They are.
All right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah, except for I left a slide in there accidentally. So
okay.
I got to scroll through.
We did have passers. We had Travis Cheatham. Congratulations on that teacher credential. All right, let's go.
Yes. All right, guys. Somebody is joining us from the Philippines. That is so awesome. Thank you for logging in tonight. That's
all right. Awesome. See, guys, worldwide, international, Series 6, SIE. we got questions for the Series 6. We got the SIE, the Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and the Series 7. And boy, we are breaking out into other firms. We might have to include the 66 soon and a couple others.
It might be like 66/64 5. Like it might have to be like
Yeah. Also a series 9 and a 10, I'm hearing. So
maybe.
so we got a lot going on over here. But tonight
Yeah.
we're going to focus on these 6 exams. I like test taking techniques Tuesday. We are going to go over the questions, and what you're going to do is watch how Brandy does this. She's going to answer those. She's going to look at the answers first. You're going to watch how that she approaches it. What is she looking for? What is she observing? Is it just keywords, or is it patterns, or was it what stuck out? Right? All these little different things, guys. These exams, I was reminded today by one of our former students, Manny Masu.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, there's so much pressure and on these exams, but you just really need to look at it as a game. Look at it as something fun. Look at what we're doing tonight and make a game out of it. Relax yourself.
That's what I did.
That's what Brandy did. She just made a game out of it.
I had to keep myself entertained, guys. Do you know how many quiz questions I saw before I took exams? Do you know how many questions I saw?
But you gotta just keep it the levity. You gotta keep the fun. That's why we do what we do here, because you gotta keep it light and fun. Stop weighing yourself down. So watch what she does and observe. That's what you're gonna do, and write out what she's writing out on the paper on your own and apply it to your quizzes when you do them. All right, let's just go after it, Brandy.
Let's do it. All right. So this actually came from somebody earlier today. I had to retype it because the answer was there. So I had to retype it. But guys, this came from one of our students. I was like, this is perfect for tonight. So guys, what we're gonna do is actually I am going to draw. I'm gonna draw. I'm an amazing artist. Okay. Pegging sounds like a pegboard, right? I got this cool pegboard. I want to put a note on it. I'm gonna put a pin in it. Right? See, I told you I got amazing artistry going on, right? Capping is like when I'm going to put a cap on it, right? I got my little bottle right here, right? I'm going to put a cap on it. So I'm going to stop things from coming out, or maybe stop things from going up. I'm going to put a cap on. Everybody knows what put a cap on it is, right? Stop from going up, right? Wait a minute. If this is stop from going up, pegging is just stopping in general.
Yeah, you pegged it to the board, right?
Yeah, it's on the board.
It's on the pegboard. I put a pin in it.
Yeah.
You ever heard that expression? Put a pin in it?
Let's put a pin in that. Let's put a pin on it. Supporting.
If you haven't, now you have.
Right. Supporting means, I got this up here, right? And I'm holding it up, and probably dollar signs, right? That's how I vote. So stopping from dropping. I'm supporting. I'm holding up, right? I'm holding up. And then breakpoint cell. Well, that's like the weirdest word compared to the other 3. What's a breakpoint cell? I'm selling a breakpoint. Right. I'm selling a breakpoint. First of all, can we even?
By the way, someone texted me once. They're all, does Brandy not really know what these terms are? Well, no, guys, listen. She's just doing this as if to teach you. So trust me.
That's pretty funny. But in all seriousness, though, but guys, before I learned these things, this is exactly how I looked at these things. This is how I passed my 65 on the first try.
It's called acting.
I'm an actor. I'm an actor.
We have actresses and actors on here. Is she doing a good job on that?
Yeah. I was never mind. I'm gonna get distracted. All right. The violation of selling mutual fund shares just below the points. Just below the point where the customer would qualify for a lower sales charge and not informing the customer that they may qualify for lower sales charges is... Now, guys, do you guys know what breakpoints are? In general, I'm not talking about securities. I'm talking about in general. We all know what
I would like to say, the way I look at it, in my simplistic mind, is I have to put in X amount, and then if I do, I get a sale on it.
Like a quantity discount?
Right. Like kind of like when the Vans was having a sale this last week. They were like, when you buy your second pair, you get it 50% off.
That's right.
But I had to buy 2 first. Right? I had to buy 1 pair, and then the second one, I hit my breakpoint sale, I get the 50% off.
There you go. Right. And does getting just below the point, does that sound like pegging? Like I put it in put a pin in it? No. Does that sound like I'm capping from stopping it from going up? No, because I'm just saying, hey, I'm going to get it just below. I'm not stopping it from going up, but I'm purposely trying to get it below. And then supporting is holding it up. So a breakpoint sell with the fact that that says a point, boom, 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 boom. That's the answer.
Yeah, and you're qualifying for a lower sales chart, like a break, like a sale.
Oh my gosh. Point break. It's the point where the surfer catches a wave just before he crashes. Point break, break point. Boom. I'm an FBI agent.
Wow. And if that goes great for all the people that surf, but if you didn't know that, now you know.
Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you guys can see the question. They can never include recommendations for specific securities.
What was his name? Montana? No.
Yeah.
Was it Montana? No.
It was Johnny Utah.
Johnny Utah. It was a different state.
Different state.
There you go.
They can only be made in front of current clients of the associated person. They cannot include any written forms of retail communication. Guys, cannot any
Right.
is basically saying never.
Right. Cannot any. Yeah, exactly. That's just code for never.
Right. Cannot any is never. The firm must.
You cannot have any other women when you're married. Never, right?
Never.
Never.
This marriage, never.
Well, I mean, I don't want to judge anybody that's kind of out there, but you know.
In this marriage.
Right.
So that would not be never.
Might as well be a Mona.
All right. The firm must. Oh, wait, there's another must, right? Must have appropriate weight. But okay, can I stop right there? It says must, which is again, it is the M of Mona, but it says must, but it has appropriate. Guys, I don't know about you, but if I see never only and never, but I see must and appropriate, that's a huge hint. That's a huge like happy flag, right? Because it has the firm must have appropriate written policies and procedures. Ooh, and it has the magic word written in it. Man, I don't know. This is hitting on every test level.
Yeah,
right
it's
here.
almost like when you go to your new job and HR hands you those paperwork, and it has this kind of language in it, you know?
Yeah.
That corporate feel to it,
Oh
like
gosh,
you know,
the
legal
jargon.
feel.
Yeah. And it's the only one that has the and.
There you go. I love the and.
Which of the following is true of public appearances made by an associated person of a broker dealer? I don't know if A is true. I don't know if B is true. I really don't know if C is true. But the fact that they have to have an appropriate written procedure, I feel like everybody should have an appropriate written policy and procedure, no matter what they do. I don't think that was securities vocabulary.
It's not. It's not. It's just common sense, guys. It's just common sense. And this is where I'm telling you, you need to ease up. If you didn't see that, it's because you're way, 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 way thinking way too much. You just got to stand back and just look at exactly what the question's asking you. And where that answer is right there.
Exactly.
That could not be easier.
Exactly. The separate accounts can be advertised as mutual funds. It cannot be represented that a separate account is a mutual fund. The separate accounts have the same financial rating as the insurance company offering them. And the separate accounts can be advertised as similar to mutual funds. Okay, so check this out. So this one, like, I don't know about ratings. That's a weird one, right? And same as the insurance company. I don't know. I thought this was a securities exam, right? And then I have can be advertised as mutual funds, can be advertised similar to mutual funds. These are too much of the same. Okay. So this makes these two opposite. And what do we know about opposites? The answer has to be, well, the answer most of the time is one of those, right?
And that's what we call a double dip.
It is, because we're saying that A and D are the same. So if A and D are pretty much the same, I can cross off both of those, which means that A and B being opposite, that means the answer might be B. And now here's the thing. If a separate account is a mutual fund, why are we calling it something else? Which of the following is true regarding the advertising of the separate accounts of companies offering variable life insurance policies or variable annuities. Notice how the question says nothing about mutual funds.
Not really. That's the one where you just got to know, right?
You just got to know, or you just got to ask yourself, how can I call it? Why am I calling it a separate account and not a mutual fund if it's not the same thing?
Right. And the other thing too is, guys, a lot of you would have got lost on this because you would have said, oh, offering for a variable life and variable annuities. Brandy didn't tell me about all this.
I don't know these.
That's where those test taking techniques come in.
Yep.
Did you see? She had two ones that were similar, and then she had the opposite. The one that's not marked off. That's the answer.
Exactly.
There you go.
Okay. Notification letter. I don't know about you, but I feel like that's redundant.
Why?
Because if I'm sending you a letter, I'm notifying you.
I see what you're saying there.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm notifying.
I guess I got to tell you what kind of letter it is.
This is a letter to. This is
not a congratulation one. This is a notification that they're going to turn off your water.
That's true. There's so I got notification letter. I guess I'm going to notify. A qualification letter, which means I'm going to qualify. Get it? Notify. I'm going to qualify. Blue sky letter. Did they change colors? I don't know.
Blue skies, man. Happy days.
Is this American Airlines?
I don't know. And
then deficiency letter. I'm deficient. Maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah, you're definitely deficient.
I feel like I'm missing something.
Something's lacking.
Something's lacking. Exactly. There's something deficient. I need some Gatorade.
Right. Can someone get that lady a sandwich?
Right. What will the SEC send to the issuer if there are questions or concerns regarding the contents of a registration statement? Does that sound like I'm going to notify? Like, I feel like notify is too general. I'm just going to give you a notification letter. Notify
me of what?
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
No, you owe me a Coke. Diet Coke.
Qualification. There's nothing to qualify. Oops. Blue sky. Where's I don't see skies. I don't see blue. Right.
Right. I don't see clouds.
But I am missing something. I'm going to go with deficiency. Boom. It was the best match.
Right. Because it's a deficiency letter because you have questions and concerns. Why? Because there's something missing. Right. Why would I have concerns more so than when something is missing?
Right. If I filled it out completely, there would be no deficiencies.
Exactly. But somewhere in here, you forgot how to spell your last name. I need a clarification on that.
On page 1, you spelled it this way. On page 2, you spelled it this way.
On your paperwork, it says you're 18, but you clearly look 34.
Correct. Speaking of age, whether the customer is of legal age, I feel like I need to verify that. I feel like that needs to be proven somewhere. I feel like I can't just take your word for it. I'm 18. Weren't you just at the middle school?
Right.
Customer name and residence. That's vital because I got to know who I'm talking to. And actually, fun fact, just a little keyword, just a little content. You do need to know their residence for the customer information program.
Absolutely. You have to know if you're even licensed to even carry on business there.
Right. Because it's not just a PO box. It is, you got to know that they are actually legitimately living somewhere.
There's a lot of legal ramifications with taxes and just investments, everything. You got to know where they live.
Name or names of any associated persons responsible for the account. Okay, look, I don't know about you, but if I was a firm, I'd want to know who the rep is on the account so I know who to blame if something happened. Right? Signature of the customer. Wait a minute. Can we or can we not open accounts over the phone? Let me see. Why not? It's just an account.
We can open it.
Right.
I can open it. I'm not asking for money. You're not putting money in it. Right.
Right. So I'm going to say this. Of these few things, I feel like the least important is the signature.
Hey, you can open a door over the phone. Right?
You can open a door on an app. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
doesn't mean I'll let you in and put things in there, but we can open the door.
that's true. All right. Each member must maintain all of the following customer account information except. So I need to prove that you're legal age. I need to know your name and your residence. I need to know who's responsible for the account, but I'm not going to have your signature on file. Maybe if I open that account over the phone. Now that's not talking about recommendations. That's not talking about authorizations. That's simply taking some information and opening an account.
Yeah, you guys have done this, right? Like sometimes if you go to the bank or certain places, they'll say, "But we're going to need you to come into the branch office, and we're going to have to get that signature from you, and there's a couple other things we need you to sign. But we'll go ahead and open that account for you and get the paperwork started."
Right. Now, sometimes what happens, and this is probably some of you have recognized this because I know when I was studying, I got confused about this. At my firm, what happens is that we do require a customer signature, but during the opening of the account, we're also getting approval for the recommendations of the funds that they are purchasing. And we're needing an authorization to withdraw money from their account. So the signature isn't necessarily for the account opening, it's for the other things that happen simultaneously. So watch out what your firms do, guys, because they might be doing that where things are happening at the same time.
Right, and that's where you need to separate what you're going through in your firm and test world what you need to be living in right now. So for what you're living in right now and what you need to know is what we just covered.
Exactly. Okay.
Stop confusing it.
Exactly. All right. I got the employee contributions are made with after-tax dollars. I say.
What are you, Foghorn Leghorn?
Yes. They must
I say, son.
ERISA requirements. They offer greater flexibility or vesting occurs after 5 years. This is the only one that has a number in it. And I'm just really kind of making that observation.
Right.
Okay. So the question says, which of the following is an advantage of a non-qualified retirement plan from an employer's perspective? Now, all 4 of these things, maybe not the number, is
but we're looking for an employer's advantage.
Right. Do they care if the employee makes a contribution with after-tax dollars?
No.
Probably not. Is that a true statement for a non-qualified retirement plan? Yes, but that's not what the question is asking.
It's not an employer's advantage.
That's the question. Who cares what the employee puts in? No. They must meet ERISA requirements. That's not an advantage.
No.
No. If anything, that's a headache. They offer greater flexibility. Now, if I was an employer, maybe I don't want everybody to have this plan. That's why it's non-qualified, because not everybody. And the vesting period, what does that matter to the employer? Nothing when it comes to employee contributions. So that doesn't matter.
Vesting really only matters to the employee. Exactly. That's when you get your money, honey. If you don't know what vesting is, you guys need to look into that.
Exactly. Ooh, offer equals advantage. I didn't even think of it that way. I was looking at the fact that it said flexibility.
Look at that. Christina Bog coming in clutch there. Just another way to look at it.
It is. And it's so true, though. And that was the correct answer.
Offer equals advantage. I would write that down.
I would write that down. Write that down. Get out your notepads.
Yeah, you should put that together in your head when you see it in questions. That's what we're talking about when it comes to keywords, everybody. Look, it's not always direct content. It isn't always exactly what the books say. It's not always all that stuff. It's all about looking at keywords like an offer and an advantage. Boom, you get the answer right. Do you automatically know that that's even what the employer's advantage or whatever? It may not. You may not, but you just were on the Studying Brew, and guess what? You heard that. You saw it on the exam, and you got it right. And you get a pass notice. Nobody cares at the end of the day at the doorway when you're walking out with your big happy smile with your pass notice if you even knew what they were talking about. No one cares. No one cares.
Yep. They just don't want you to cheat and they want you to pass.
That's all that matters. And I want you to get a pass notice too. But right. It's not going to happen if you don't stay consistent. If you don't get after it this weekend, you got to be in the pocket. You got to be in the zone. You got to take out those distractions. And if you know they're going to happen and you've got a jam-packed weekend and all these things are going to be happening, guess what the best thing you can do? Get your butt up early and get it done early. Get done with it.
Yeah. Knock it out.
Knock it out. Be done with all your studying by 7 a.m.
What?
You got the whole rest of the day to do whatever it is.
I want to sleep in. No, your goals don't sleep in, so neither do you.
Hey, greatness doesn't sleep. And neither should you.
That's right.
You can sleep afterwards.
That's right.
So keep that in mind. What do they say? Sacrifice sleep, sacrifice sleep, not greatness.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. And more importantly, stay consistent. So stay safe. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your french fries. That's all I know. Keep that positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We super appreciate you. Don't forget to take your quick quizzes tonight and through the weekend, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a great one.